Everybody can complain, especially on the internet. Everybody can rant about how WWE sucks, but is anybody really offering solutions? That's what we're gonna do today. I sat down for a cup of coffee and I said, when this coffee's done, I'm gonna hit record. And I came up with about 14 ideas to instantly improve WWE that we can invoke right this second. We don't have to wait 10 years to make these things happen. We're going to start off with Triple H. Honestly, I think Triple H should turn heel. Triple H already is not the savior of the WWE that he once was. So if people are starting to hate you, well then use it to your benefit. Turn heel. That's what Becky Lynch did, and it's no surprise Becky did that. She is the best in the world after all, and that's not just me saying it, that's Sports Illustrated. So Triple H should just take a page out of her book and just go heel, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think Triple H would. I think he loves being the Dana White of WWE. So then, let's flip the authority figures, or at least Nick Aldis. I would love for both to flip, but we can keep Adam Pearce good guy for now and maybe reevaluate that in a couple months. But Nick Aldis should go heel immediately. Cody Rhodes has been kind of cutting off Nick lately and being a little disrespectful and saying, Nick, book it. Nick, I need a fight right now, Nick. And Nick keeps saying, Cody, I don't suggest that. And then Cody says, I don't care, book it. And so maybe Nick Aldis just gets tired of it. He gets tired of it, he turns heel. I know we've overplayed the heel authority figure in the past, but it's been a minute since we actually had a heel authority figure, so now's the time. Flip Nick Aldis, and he can then throw a bunch of people at Cody Rhodes, because that's what Cody needs. He needs a bunch of people thrown at him while having a bigger feud on top. The bigger feud is with Nick Aldis, just like Austin had a bigger feud with McMahon, and McMahon was able to rise up a bunch of people during that time as he fought against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Mick Foley, The Rock, just two names that rose up because of their association with Vince as he fought Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that's what I say we do here. And that way then Cody has good feuds going forward. I would instantly say have Nick Aldis trade Drew McIntyre for LA Knight. Yeah, and that could be a great feud for Cody. LA Knight and Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. I would love to see that. And you don't have to side with Nick in order to win this belt right here. All you have to do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification, and this belt could be yours at 20,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my day job. I'm going to give this belt away. It is not a toy. It's a replica. All right. So yeah, Cody gets into a feud with a heel Nick Aldis, and then we could probably even raise up Aleister Black and a bunch of people, but LA Knight will be his chosen one to lead SmackDown. Another thing we could do instantly is War Games. War Games, we should just alter it just a wee bit. I'm not a big fan of the build to this War Games. I'm sure it's going to be great, sure it's going to be awesome, but we do this in both. We say that if a champion is participating, and there are champions, you got at least right now the women's tag team champions, and you have the men's, the world champion and undisputed champion. If that champion gets pinned, whoever pins them gets a future title shot with a 7-day notice, a 30-day notice, or they're the instant number one contender, something like that. So then if there's some stakes on the line here, and I'm not talking ribeyes or New Yorks, I'm talking like you pin the champion, you have a future shot at it. So that's cool right there. Plus, let's add the Survivor Series stipulation to this match. It's elimination. And I honestly say, you can have the elimination happen at any point in War Games. You don't have to wait for the bell for all participants to be in War Games. Now, if you want to wait, that's fine, but either way, have the traditional Survivor Series elimination happening. So that would greatly add to War Games itself. Let's talk division. Let's talk division here. I said we have Nick Aldis trade LA Knight for Drew McIntyre. Drew is now on Raw. I would love if Braun Breaker became the head of the division right now. He kicked out Seth, and now he's the head. But it doesn't seem like WWE is willing to go all in on him right now. So Drew McIntyre has joined the division for War Games. I don't think he's a permanent member, but let's make him a permanent member. He can be the leader then. How about that? He can be the leader. Drew McIntyre seems to be able to talk people up in a way that makes people would probably want to follow him. So I could see maybe Braun Breaker saying, okay, I'll listen to this guy. I don't see Braun Breaker listening to Logan Paul, but I could see him maybe listening to Drew McIntyre. And Drew could say something like this: I want someone like Braun Breaker on my side or under me, because I know that this dude, if I get weak, he will kick me out. I won't be weak, and neither will us, the Vision. And now we have ourselves the Vision with a new leader because WWE is unwilling to do Braun Breaker. I want Braun Breaker, but I'm trying to work within the limitations and realistic possibilities of WWE right now. So Drew would be a good choice, and that gets LA Knight over to SmackDown. Now, what about Logan Paul? I think we need to make Logan Paul into what Sami Zayn was to the Bloodline. I think Logan Paul would be a great choice. Get Logan Paul a little zanier, a little crazier, just kind of like Logan Paul is among these giants of WWE, and he's trying to prove himself, prove his worth to them, and so he kind of becomes, I wouldn't say the full-blown comic relief of the group, but Logan Paul will definitely, he'll be kind of like the kid brother trying to impress the big brother and all his friends. I think Logan Paul would be perfect in that role. What about Sami Zayn, though? Sami's on SmackDown. Have him join Solo. Have him join Solo Sikoa. And I'm not saying he takes over the MFTs, and I'm not even saying that he goes under Solo. I say those two kind of co-lead the MFTs. Solo's like, you know what? We were good together. Let's have a sit down, Sami. So Solo Sikoa offers an olive branch. They have a sit down meeting, because Solo's kind of like a mafia don a little bit, and he's like, I want us to be together, and we were so good during the Bloodline, and Sami agrees. Now, when Sami joins Solo, he's not gonna be the Sami Zayn that I just talked about. He's not the Sami Zayn of the Bloodline. He's gonna be kind of the conspiracy theory Sami Zayn. So not so much conspiracy theories though, but more a guerrilla leader, a guerrilla warfare leader type guy with Solo Sikoa, and those two are gonna be running amok on SmackDown or. I don't know, what if we made a deal with TNA and we actually sent the MFTs to TNA? I don't know, with Sami Zayn. That could be cool, right? That could be cool. I could understand why TNA fans wouldn't like that, though. So that's an optional. But Sami with Solo, co-leaders of the MFTs, book that. All right, let's improve Jade Cargill. For a while now, I've been like, make Jade Cargill the narcissist. The narcissist was a character that Lex Luger played very briefly back in the, I think it was like 94, 93. And yeah, I'm that old. I've been watching since WrestleMania 5. Give me a break. All right, so the narcissist, he would just look at his muscles. He'd have people have mirrors and stuff. We could still do that. I would love that for Jade Cargill. But because I've offered that like the last 3 times I've done a booking video, I'm going to offer something new. Let's have Jade Cargill start talking about how somebody is in her ear helping her, giving her advice. She just name drops it here and there, kind of like when The Undertaker started saying, I've got a higher power. There's a higher power behind everything. He didn't flat out say it, but he said that, but he would drop it here and there until it became more and more apparent that, well, there was an actual higher power dictating what Undertaker needed to do. It wasn't just some abstract metaphor. No, Undertaker was following orders from someone. Now, we don't have to say Jade was following following orders, but someone is helping her. Someone is guiding her. Someone is steering her career, and it's helping. And she'll say it, she'll drop it just every once in a while at first, until maybe in 2 or 3 months, it's always the higher power, or the person who's helping me, my friend, my confidant, my advisor, and then she's saying it all the time. And who's that gonna be? It's revealed to be Naomi. When she got pregnant, she's gonna have called up Jade Cargill. They make amends. And this is all off camera. It's not revealed until later, because when Naomi is ready to return, that's when it's revealed that Naomi has been Jade Cargill's advisor the whole time. And Jade Cargill is like, yeah, you know what? I realized that Naomi was right this whole time. I beat her at WrestleMania, and yet she became champion before me. So, like, I said, yes, I need to listen to her. And so those two become like a power duo when Naomi is able to return. And the good thing here is that even if Naomi can't return right away, because, full disclosure, I'm a dude and I've never been pregnant before, so I don't know what it really takes to come back from a pregnancy. So maybe Naomi, she could return to TV in 9 months, but maybe it takes her 16 months to get back into ring shape. So we could have Naomi, though, with Jade before she's ring ready, but she's always going to be character ready. So book that for Jade Cargill. Becky Lynch, we don't need to do nothing with Becky. Becky is perfect. She's absolutely perfect how she is. So, keep going. Great job, Becky. Then we have Asuka, Kairi. They're perfect too, but I would like to suggest, and I have suggested this in the past, but I think it still applies, that Asuka, she gets some dirt on Iyo Sky, or she knows some dirt on Iyo Sky. It could literally be Asuka knows that Iyo's mom is living in the United States. I know people don't want to get political and stuff, but I do remember when Eddie Guerrero and JBL got a little political, and it really worked. What if Asuka knows that Iyo's mom doesn't have a green card or something, and so Asuka holds that over Iyo Sky, and Iyo has to join Asuka and Kairi and be one big happy family. And then we could have, I don't know, she's attacking Rhea Ripley all this time. Eventually, though, who knows? Maybe Rhea Ripley helps Iyo's mom get a green card and become a citizen, and boom, Iyo turns on Asuka. That could be a WrestleMania match right there. Imagine that, how huge that would be. I know not everybody's gonna like that storyline, but it's memorable, it's zany, it's crazy, it's over the top, and that's what WWE needs right now. And we're gonna put some hard rules. This is a suggestion. We need hard rules that we have to obey. We have to throw these rules out there. Triple H needs to make some hard rules for everything right now in WWE. You can't say the word respect. No more saying the word respect, period. Or how about once John Cena retires, nobody's allowed to say respect anymore. I know, that's kind of are you being serious? I am. I need bloodthirsty feuds, and I need to limit the respect in our wrestling, because wrestling is about not respecting your opponent and just destroying them. We need to limit TV matches to no longer than 15 minutes. And 15 minutes, you should only maybe have one of those on your card. We need faster TV. Your PLEs can be your big, longer matches. No matter what, every single feud has to have something personal happen in it. If the feud is going to last longer than 3 weeks, something personal has to happen. It can't just be, I came out and attacked you because you have a championship and I want that championship. I mean, that's how the feud can start. It can literally start, I want your championship, but it has to eventually end up as, I might deport your mother. It can be simple too. Eddie Guerrero was, he one time fed the Big Show laxatives in a burrito. That's silly, that's goofy, but it's memorable. I can literally remember the Big Show having to go to the bathroom because of Eddie Guerrero's burritos. And the final hard rule part of this suggestion is that everybody gets a storyline, no matter where they're on the card. At the tip top, it's not just going to be Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed have a storyline. They both have a storyline. And even Tozawa gets a storyline. Meacham has a storyline. Every single person on the card has something to do. And we need these hard rules that no matter what, it has to happen. And I say hard rules because, you know what? I get it. Sometimes it's easy to fall back and not, I don't know, just to say, okay, maybe not this feud. We don't have something personal. We'll do it next time. And then the next time you use that excuse again. I'm the same way. I've been trying to lose some weight. I've been trying to work out and stuff. I have a hard rule that I can't bring cookies into this house. Oreo cookies, right? I could literally eat a pack of Oreo cookies in 2 sittings. In 2 sittings, they would be gone. Oreo cookies aren't bad. Like, it's me with my lack of self-control that is bad. But that's not the point. The point is Triple H needs these hard rules too, so he doesn't skip. He's like, nope, we gotta make this feud a little interesting by making something personal happen. Let's call up 4 or 5 people and make them jobbers. Like, literally, they are jobbers to the roster, so the roster have people to beat, but they also have characters, and they can even have storylines among themselves. It's almost like you're building a lower mid-card. There's the mid-card, and then there's the main event scene. Now we're going to build a lower card, and the lower card are people that we feed mid-card people. That way those mid-card people can elevate. But they have to have, this lower card has to have personality. It has to feel like kind of a big deal if you win. Penta can beat them, right? Penta can beat them, and it feels like, oh, Penta just did a good job because he beat somebody with a character. And this lower card can actually have feuds with each other. Does that make sense? We need more opportunities to pin someone because it seems like nobody can take a pin. Oh my God, you can't pin Rusev right now because of his character. Oh, you can't pin Penta, you can't pin Carmelo Hayes, so we need people that you can just pin. Trick Williams is about to come to the main roster. I think he should come to the main roster talking about how good he did in NXT and how great he did in TNA. But it's no surprise. TNA is such a nobody, nothing company. They suck. They this, they that. And then out comes AJ Styles. AJ Styles comes out to defend the honor of TNA. And that could start a year-long feud. I think Trick Williams could be AJ Styles' arch nemesis throughout AJ Styles' entire retirement feud. They could start it off. Maybe AJ Styles even beats Trick Williams in the beginning of it. But by the time we get to the end, and they're not fighting every month, but something just keeps happening where they keep crossing paths. Like, they feud at first in December, and then the feud's kind of over, but they meet again in the Rumble. Maybe they have a WrestleMania match, and then they kind of meet again at Money in the Bank. And then when it's all said and done, Trick Williams will be the guy that retires AJ Styles. But a year-long feud could start there based on Trick Williams being a former TNA champion. Obafemi also coming to the main roster. I've already done a video thinking that he should be the guy. He should be the guy to retire John Cena. If he is not the mystery opponent on Monday, then he's not going to be the guy to retire John Cena, and that sucks. But let's just say he's not, because I don't think he will be. I want him to be, but I don't think he will be. So just have Obafemi. He comes to the main roster one day and he destroys. Remember how I said there's a lower card? He destroys the lower card, like Brock Lesnar did way back in the day. So he destroys the lower card, and then he says, on this day, 1 year from now, I want a championship match. I want a championship match 1 year from now. Everyone's like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm calling my shot. In 1 year, I am challenging the champion, whoever it may be. Until then, I'm going to beat everybody on the roster. And so that's, for 1 year, we can have Obafemi just destroy people. Like, he's just going to beat people. And some will be harder than others. Like, eventually he's going to have feud with Gunther. And Gunther and Obafemi, like, 10 months from now, will be a really good, juicy feud. And Obafemi can come out on top. But, yeah, so he's just, like, week in, week out, pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever the case may be, we're always giving Obafemi someone to fight, and I just want Obafemi for 1 year to be undefeated until he wins that championship. And guess what? He wins the championship a year from now, too, and then, so his first loss will literally be him losing his title. Let's backtrack to The Vision. The Vision right now, they're the top heel faction, I say. I say we have Drew McIntyre in this scenario, or if we don't have Drew McIntyre on The Vision, we have Braun Breaker. One of them is going to win the World Championship from CM Punk, and they're going to hold it until WrestleMania, and let's have them have a feud with the Judgment Day. When was the last time the Judgment Day actually kind of had a feud, a common enemy? And this would be reminiscent of when the Corporation feuded with DX. DX was still kind of a mid-card act, and the Corporation was a main event act, and they were pretty much predominantly dealing with Steve Austin, but DX kind of started crossing paths with them, and I say that's what we do here. We have Judgment Day and The Vision kind of fighting. We can still have CM Punk and Drew, or CM Punk and Braun Breaker, but the factions themselves, that will give Bronson Reed something to do, Logan Paul something to do, people to actually focus on and fight. It'll give Finn Balor an opportunity to show that he's still a really good wrestler. It could totally flip Dom into a babyface. So the Judgment Day become babyfaces in this scenario. You'd probably have to get a female to join the Vision, and that's cool. Could be, who knows, Lash Legend joining the Vision with Nia Jax. I'm not sure how we do it, but we could have opportunity for Vision Judgment Day to fight. And if you really want to go crazy, you could actually turn Dom heel. What if we had something, eventually they come to a point where they're like, all right, whoever wins this, it's winner take all. The faction who loses has to break up for 1 year. Just put 1 year on it, stipulation. That way we can let the Judgment Day go on their own, and if they don't work out, they can instantly get back 1 year from now. And we don't have to do that stipulation either, but we say whoever loses this match has to break up. And Dirty Dom turns on the Judgment Day and joins the Vision. And so now he's back to being boo, 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 as everybody, because he's just way better when people don't let him speak and they boo him. So, boom, right there. And that gives the Judgment Day as a whole something to do. Here's one that I don't think people will like. I don't think people will like this one, but have R-Truth beat Ilya Dragunov for the U.S. Championship. It's a U.S. Open. R-Truth challenges it for his childhood hero, John Cena, in honor of him, and he wins. We can have someone cheat. I don't care if there's a distraction and Ilya Dragunov has to then go off into a separate feud. It could be with Tommaso Ciampa. It could be with anybody, but R-Truth wins, and then I say R-Truth continues the U.S. title reign, or the U.S. title open challenge, but he instantly loses in his first match. He loses to someone like Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes then says he stops the U.S. Open challenge. He says, nope, I'm not doing that anymore. Carmelo, he remains a heel, and it's just hilarious that we have an open challenge and it doesn't even last 1 week. There's not a successful title reign. You might think that's disrespectful to R-Truth, and I understand that, but I think it's within R-Truth's character for something like that to happen. It would be funny and memorable even. So that's why I'm doing it. I mean, no disrespect for the Truth Man. All right, so our final one is if Dom does not turn heel. He does not turn heel and side with the Vision. This is probably the one where the Vision have to break up and go their separate ways. But we're at the Royal Rumble. And who wins? Dirty Dom. There was a suggestion during the Unreal documentary that you have like number 28, 29 in the Rumble. They're the only ones left, and they do a double elimination. And so number 30 was going to be Chelsea Green and she just automatically wins because nobody's left. Well, that could be Dirty Dom. Or we have Dom, he's thrown out of the Rumble, but no one sees it. He hides under the ring. So when 28 and 29 are feuding near the ropes, Dom just flips them over and boom, Dom wins by cheating. Dominic Mysterio wins the Royal Rumble. And then we go to the Women's Royal Rumble. That one main events, and who wins? A returning Liv Morgan. And Dom and Liv Morgan, they get together and now they're Royal Rumble winners and they're just obnoxious together, but the fans love it still because we love those two and they get to just, for the entire WrestleMania build, just gloat about how awesome and great they are, and perfect. All right, so there you go. I gave you about, 14 or 15 ideas. Triple H, feel free to steal every single one of them. You can say they're your own. I don't care. My payment is good TV, good storylines, great character development, and hatred among the feuds. That's all I need, plus storylines for everyone. All right, boys. All right, girls. All right, Triple H. See ya, bye.